Hi everybody, this is sjsrana reporting from my hometown, India, north 150 miles New Delhi from Chandigarh. Today reporting on many global issues and global scenarios. First come we have CPC, China Communist Party, People's Party celebrating 100 years of inception and progress, and this was quite remarkably marked by 100-gun salute for CPC centenary, and this has been phenomenal growth for China starting from 1921. If you look at the history of China, how China got liberated and how China people with the dint of hard work has made a landmark on the whole globe now. And Xi Jinping, which is ruling president of CPC party in China, has been quite instrumental in bringing the whole progress and finally the outcome what we see for China now. And Xi Jinping has been warning the globe, the Western nations, some of those which are conspiring against China mainland, specifically the unification plan, also the India threats which are looming on Himalayas. China has been quite affirmative on resoluting the border disputes, specifically Tibet, Taiwan, and Hong Kong unification. So I guess Hong Kong unification is no problem, it's no issue, it's going to happen. Taiwan also in coming 2 or 3 years down the line, and the lost Tibet regions which were taken away on 1947 by foreign nations, which China president and China mainland has been calling out quite openly. Now we see how China has made progress in last 100 years from 1921 to what we see now today as 2021. This has been quite phenomenal way for China all across. China has been under the grip of foreign nations, foreign powers, imperialist power, right from UK rule, which also ruled India subcontinent, including Pakistan, Kashmir. Most regions of India were ruled by UK and also China. Apart from that, even US had some say in rule in China, and also we had seen France and other nations. And also China went through a lot, like Opium War. Also the imperialist Japan made a quite disastrous invasion on China mainland, which ultimately China got it free from the imperialist power. And what they call it as a communist nation is basically developing far better than if you look at the emerging market democratic nations, especially like India, Brazil, compare it with Egypt. Those are the comparisons which we can draw. Also, if you see the progress of China overall has been so phenomenal that all over the growth, reaching it to plus 7 trillion US dollar economy. Also, China is leading in space edge. If you look at the rovers which were sent recently by China, even the Mars, the Moon rover, the Mars is making substantial landmark, whereas they also have planned for a manned mission to Moon and Mars. So China has been quite phenomenal in adding progress. And basically, if you look at the All China Women's Federation, ACWF, which has been contributing equally to the growth and prosperity of China, it is unprecedented. And the females have gotten the same rights as the men, and females are given the same front seats, flagship, and also given the same compensation as men. So China has basically developed into a very formidable force to reckon with, not from the military alone perspective, but space edge. Look at the other technologies leading edge like quantum. Specifically, last 2 years back when China announced that it has gained quantum supremacy, apart from China has quantum entanglement and encryption techniques all being developed by China. So this has been quite phenomenal year 2021 for CPC China, and basically people love it, and you'll be amazed that this is the largest party which has 91 million members. Yes folks, CPC has 91 million members. It is unprecedented to any other nation having such big, huge, massive membership towards any party. And these are the members I'm saying, So look, the overall holistic approach of the China with 340 million working women, and it has doubled since 1978. This is something phenomenal. Look at the overall progress and growth. So we got to take this attribute of China, which has elevated from poverty South Asia nations, not alone China, but also the neighboring nations like Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, and all those nearby nations. It has elevated from poverty. So this has been phenomenal growth prospect. And overall, if you look at the policies, the China president has pledged and vowed, and People Republic of China has also pledged that they're going to continue this growth progress for overall China people and also for the world. And looking forward, I see China in next 10 years going to develop as a leading space edge tech. Also, it's going to lead the military, economic affairs, and the global peace stability. So coming back to its neighboring nation, India, where we find India is still struggling to cope up with COVID-19 coronavirus, which has been rampaging around, and specifically the new Delta variant from India, also Delta Plus variant from India, has caused a global havoc. All across globe, people are suffering now with the new kind of variant, which is Delta, and this is supposedly labeled by the expert as 70-60% more infectious, more contagious than the Alpha variant, which was from UK. We already know. Basically, they were called like B.1.617.2, and you can say 3. Overall, it has dented the India progress on economic level, because if you see the graph of India for 1 year, obviously it looks like it's all in green and it's making huge leaps and bounds the whole year of 2020 and 21, which is surprising because India was suffering with the highest number of fatalities, over 4.5 thousand K, which is like 4,500 daily fatalities. So some reason India markets are still jubilant because of the oil, overall global oil reaching the highest level. Recently, the economic indicators have indicated that the Indian economy is suffering from first time 11 months low dip on the industrial output, and the industrial output has gone down, and this is a cause of worry, because if India has to achieve 8+% GDP FY22, then the industrial output, industrial growth has to be phenomenal. And this is something where a lot of things are coming up into picture. So India is having a big fight with the massive social media on social freedom, or you can say speech, right to speech and right to everything. Basically, they are labeling that Modi has put up a pressure on the technical giant social media, where they're trying to curtail the information flow, free speech. There has been a few cases with the Twitter and also with the Facebook, WhatsApp, where they're trying to pursue the matter of the confidentiality. They want to make the privacy messages to become, globally accessible to India government. All in all, we see the Delta variant and other things are putting pressure on India. Also, India has not been able to achieve what you call third phase trials for it, Covaxin, homegrown developed Covaxin from Bharat Biotech, and also another vaccine which is Covishield. And for this reason, India has been registering maximum number of fatalities and cases. Cases have gone above 30 million overall, and total fatalities are now touching 400K. Yes, folks. Recently, it was announced that some of the members of EU state individually have allowed India Covaxin and Covishield, which are vaccines produced by India, to be approved as green vaccines on passports, which are basically the nations like Greece, Germany, Spain, Switzerland. For some reason, they are allowing this lousy two vaccines, which are known to be approved by WHO as only emergency approvals. They have not gone through extensive trials, folks. So for some reason, it's so risky that Germany somehow, being the advanced nation, has approved Covishield and Covaxin from India, not having enough data of the patients, still approved on the green passport, which I think is quite substantial dismal performance from Greece, Germany, Spain, approving such a emergency vaccine for people to travel. If this is allowed, then India will be able to have travelers go through with their substandard vaccines, and then go through all other nations and still spill over the mutants, because India is yet to administer and prove that this vaccine is effective. India has only achieved about 284 million vaccination, and overall, if you say 330 odd million vaccination, compare it with China, which has already achieved a billion vaccination plus for the whole nation. India is not even, you can say, 30% of its population. It's about 25-24% vaccination. So I guess given with all this predicament, I really alert and warn Western nations, especially the EU, Germany, Spain, Greece, Austria, that they are doing a big blunder by allowing this approval of Covaxin and Covishield from India, which has not gone through complete trials. And this is going to be risking not only the Europe, but also all other people who are going to be traveling to these nations. So I think the Biosecurity Act global initiative is required from WHO, where they define what is actually a green nation and who all is allowed and what vaccines are allowed globally to be recognized under the green passport or the green nation. So I guess this is a bigger question. I have been alerting this for last 2 months on all my articles on oneworldpress.wordpress.com that we need to have a global security act drafted very soon. Unless otherwise, nations like India will be able to slip through corruption of nations like Germany, Austria, Spain, Greece, who will individually allow such vaccines which are not been proven by WHO to slip through and slither through the population of the globe and keep introducing new mutants and mutations. The problem with India is, folks, that they have, so we will see various aspects how Twitter and India are basically into a feud or big fight over social media, and we'll also see how UN has been reporting on India authorities being heavy-handedness on Kashmir, dealing with the pellet injuries, the gun pellets, they have been using that, and it's been reported that more than 39 children have been recently injured and have sustained eyes injuries due to use of gun pellets. And these are also under the UN, what you call list of watch list of UN human rights, UNHCR. And we'll see how Kashmir situation develops, because I see Kashmir has been going through a lot of problems with India ever since 1948 UN resolution, where India took over Kashmir administration for the purpose of saving it from Pakistan. But now for last 30 years or 3 decades, we have already been seeing massive uprising protests from Kashmir people against India authorities, basically on human rights and on females getting raped, mass gang raped by authorities. That has been raised to UN also. And we'll see how it pans out, because this has been raised by UN again, and we'll see how things shape up for India on Kashmir, because Pakistan claims it as a disputed territory. It has been divided into 3 regions. Basically, China has the control of 1/3 part. Pakistan has 1/3 part of Kashmir, and 1/3 part is with India. That is the reason why Twitter is having to face the criminal charges or sedition charges by putting up a map of Kashmir not attached to India. For some reason, India claims that the whole Kashmir, including China and Pakistan part, belongs to India from 1947, whereas that was not the truth, because 1947, when India basically got freedom from UK rule, it was partitioned into Pakistan and India, and also Bangladesh took birth, and also many other small nations which took away from India. And India was a nation which gained popularity because of UK rule, which tried to club the whole different sovereign nations together. Before 1947, or if you look at 200 years back, before Britishers came or UK rule on India, India was split into many different sovereign nations, like Marathas rule, or Sikh, which was under the Sikh rule, Sikh Khalsa Raj, known as the Ranjit Singh Maharaja Raj, and many other Maharajas and Nawabs were ruling different regions of India. So, folks, this is another story, but we see that how India is having a big fight with social media. Anybody reporting free speech, free media, anybody trying to give the real picture or facts, India is basically trying to watch those people. I have seen this personally myself, because I've been reporting for the last 10 years. Earlier, I reported on Before It's News, .com. You can search it under sjsrana and you'll see my postings there. I've been reporting all along that there is a problem of gag orders in India, and the India secret agencies are covertly watching every, surveillancing every human rights activist or free speech people who are trying to portray the truth. Okay, folks, quickly jump to the universal stand of solar system, where we see the recent discovery of 214 UN 271 heavenly body known as comet, or some call it a mini dwarf planet, whatever you may call it. But this seems to be quite a news because it has recently made an addition to our solar system. Now it's seen circling around the outer skirts of our solar system near Neptune, and we will see it totally having impact on our solar system, because by January 30, 2031, it'll be having a close circle, or you can say a romantic outlook with Saturn. So with planet Saturn, it's going to be very close, and it will be having a very eccentric elliptical orbit, which is quite surprising from the Oort cloud. And this happens to be a visitor after 600,000 years. This is the only strange heavenly body which has visited after such a long time. So you should be very, very glad to be a witness to such a colossal event of galactic scale. And we see this planetary body is going to be a huge impact, or huge you can say influence to our Earth planet. And I see by 2031 it's going to make quite big impact.